Hey everybody, Jang here from jangbricks.com with a look at a Mega Bloks Halo set. Mine says copyright 2013 on the box. I do not believe this is in production any longer, but it is the Blue Series Falcon. Came with 450 pieces officially. Though this thing is not brand new, you can still find some of the sets hanging around in some stores like I did. You'll also be able to find them as new old stock for quite some time because it hasn't been out of production for that long. 2013, that's actually pretty recent. It's recent enough that a good number of the pieces are actually the newer so-called 2014 parts, which use a material that's far superior in quality to some of the older stuff. They actually started using that before 2014, but it hasn't become consistent until 2014. Regardless, Falcon, yes. I like the Falcon. I like it in general. We've just got it in the United States. This was a Target stores exclusive. They had all the Blue Series stuff. The blue is not a solid blue. It's camo, as you can very clearly see on some of the flat areas. It's combined with actually a fairly vibrant, bright blue and black. And the black really, really dims it down a lot. Without that black, it wouldn't just be slightly brighter than it looks here, it would be a lot brighter. And you'll see that in just a few small little areas that don't have as much of that black plastic mixed in. Up front, they've got the chin gun, which works really well because it can turn to the sides. It's got quite a range of motion there. It can also go down and up. So that's just well done. It's got a nice little round piece there. It's common pieces that have been used for some other things, but it looks really good and it works well. Nice lines around here. Of course, you've got the specialized piece used for the canopy. Silver color here is very neutral, so folks who want to make custom creations can easily use this piece on other stuff. Also nice it is to have the tinted color, just the smoke colored glass insert there. Another very neutral thing, and also helps to, just adds a little bit of realism to it when you add a little bit of realistic tint to windows, I think, and not some color. The cockpit holds a single figure. Figure would hold on to these side little pegs that are sticking up. Kind of use those as control sticks. There's no sticker on this simulated console piece that you see here, so there's nothing to see on the other side, but it adds a nice little bit of, just a little bit of that realistic shape. Up here you've got the two engines, the jet engines, and that's where you see most of the stickers, or the highest concentration of stickers in this entire set. They're just kind of concentrated right there in that little area. And you got the inlet pieces, and then the outlet pieces I actually like more because they are transparent neon orange pieces through and through, and they just painted black around the edges. They really look like they're glowing, and again, very useful pieces for custom work. Got your little wings, and then on the ends there, of course, the vertical takeoff and landing rotors, which can spin around very easily. You can kind of change the angles of these just a little bit, but not too far. There's not too much room for things to be changed in there, but you can angle the engine forward and back. You can only go, well, not the engine, but the transmission there, I guess the transfer case in the pod with the rotors. You can only go so far before you start to get blade strikes, but I guess it goes a pretty decent distance, and of course you can go back as well, but not quite as much towards the rear. Yeah, it's just barely hitting on the top of that. So a little bit of range of motion. Would have been nice if there was something to keep you from taking that farther than it's physically able to go. Down below, you've got a gunner position, and you can put a figure there in the seat, and you can move the gun out of the way to get your figure in there. The figure will be attached via the peg on the back here. There's another seat here towards the front, but unfortunately in that position, the figure won't fit because you've got that forward wall, a kind of bulkhead right there. It's just in the way. The figures are too wide to be squeezed into that space. So you would need to move this forward seat over a stud, which ends up looking fine, and it works a lot better that way. There's no opening roof to this thing, so though you have a cargo area in here, you can kind of throw a figure or two in between there, but they're not going to be attached to anything, and there's no convenient access to that. And then lastly, you've got the tail section, and they've angled The stabilizer is nice. You can see how they're angled out, and different sizes. The top ones are taller than the lower ones. At first glance, from a distance, it looked like they were just going to be the same thing, but they did give us different sizes. I think it looks pretty good. Again, another sticker. This one going over multiple pieces. Not a huge fan of that. It's not the most important place to have a sticker, but it's easy to leave that off if you don't like to have stickers like that. Small details aside, you just look at the thing normally from any standard angle and it looks right. You know, there are a lot of little things that aren't pixel perfect to the in-game model, but all in all, I think they did a really good job of capturing the look of the thing. As soon as you see it, you know exactly what it's supposed to be. For figures, we get two. On the left is the Air Assault Spartan with the female torso to it, and on the right is a Grenadier, who's basically in the same shape as George. The one on the left is very close to a good representation of Cat, but obviously the arms aren't perfect for her because she's got two human ones here, and the figure on the right obviously isn't George because of the colors and such, but still two very good figures, very recognizable shapes and pretty well represented. You notice you do have the asymmetrical shoulder plates for the Grenadier, so that's good. And looking around from the sides and from the back, I think for the theme, the blue series theme, they've got a good color scheme here. It's not just blue, you know, they brought in the black, and the silver works pretty well. And there's also a little bit of wash, I think, on the Grenadier. Love that backpack that he's got on. That's a great piece. It's got good molding to it, really useful, very collectible. Now, why do I have the machine gun in the Grenadier's hands in just such an awkward pose? Well, the answer to that is simple. I was trying to estimate what they were doing on the box. They show him holding it like that, so I should be able to make him hold it like that, right? Nope. You can't hold it from that side, at least not without looking really weird like this. Switch it around to the other side and it works just perfectly fine. There's a little bit of range of motion there, but it looks good. You get him to lean back a little bit for the balance. That looks proper. So a nice set through and through, in my opinion at least. I like the vehicle, I like the figures. If you have any thoughts that you would like to share about this set, please do down in the comment section, and also hit thumbs down or thumbs up on the video, whichever you prefer. Thanks for your time and watching the video. I'll be talking to you again soon.